Good evening all, and welcome to our weekly travel training. My name is Marcia Lashley, and I am an independent travel agent and also a travel ambassador. Tonight we are going to be discussing, I hope that you guys, one second here, I don't see my screen. Oh, I have all these things up, pardon me. So tonight we're going to be discussing pretty much getting into the cruises and how to better qualify our clients for cruising and the questions that we ask our clients for cruising. So, but most importantly, we're going to talk about the best price guarantee because there are a lot of miscommunication or word confusion, I should say, in regards to the best price guarantee. And then, of course, we're going to go into qualifying sales and qualifying our clients and the questions that we ask. Of course, we're going to touch on industry events and naturally compliance. We can never, ever not touch on compliance, right? So for the best price guarantee, you hear it a lot, the best price guarantee, but the best price guarantee, guys, is not the price match guarantee, okay? So be mindful when you're having a discussion about best price guarantee. So I'm going to give you a little scenario for the best price guarantee, okay? Price matching against their own engine, that is not the case, okay? So we're not price matching against our own booking engine. So a lot of agents are thinking that they're price matching against their own booking engine, but they're really not. The best price guarantee pretty much means you must make an IntelliTravel booking, which also means you can book anywhere they accept the IntelliTravel agency identifiers and pays commission, which is like your IntelliTravel back office, our preferred travel partners, and like I said, any suppliers that allows accepts our agency identifiers and pays commissions, right? And once you've done that, now that booking is an IntelliTravel booking, because once you've presented your identifiers and you made an agreement and you've come to an agreement of the commissions or whatever, you ask if it's commissionable and they said it was, so you're clear. You go into your back office, you register your booking, that is an IntelliTravel booking, okay? Not necessarily in IntelliTravel's back office, but it's an IntelliTravel booking, IntelliTravel's agency identifiers to complete the booking, right? And notice that the word match is not in the phrase best price guarantee. So it's not a match. So I want you guys to really differentiate. That's why I'm kind of elaborating on it tonight, okay? So you search to IntelliTravel. So you have a client and you search your IntelliTravel back office and found the best prices for your client's trip, right? And it was around like $800. So then you went into Norwegian and you found the same trip for $700. You booked it with your agency identifier and you register your booking in IntelliTravel, right? And then your business development manager for Norwegian, which, we have the private group where clients can get in, this agents can get in, right? Your BDM for Norwegian, Solil decides to send this special promotion that they currently have going on 2 days later. And you saw the promotions. When you look at the promotions, it's the same exact identical itinerary that you just booked your clients, right? And you saw it for $700. But now Solil had this promo that had the entire exact itinerary for $600. So when you're matching apples and apples, every single thing, that means the category is the same, the dates are the same, every single thing is the same. It's identical, and it's $100 less. So now you have a price guarantee to submit to Norwegian because you booked it with Norwegian. You're an IntelliTravel independent agent, and you booked it with Norwegian. So now you are going to reach out to Norwegian and you are going to request a price guarantee, okay? You contact IntelliTravel, you notify them of the changes in the price, and now IntelliTravel's travel desk will contact the cruise lines and they'll fight for the prices. Okay, the difference by matching or, we always say they either match or beat, or you get 110% IntelliBucks, right? So that's what IntelliTravel's travel desk is going to go to bat for you for. They're going to make sure that they can get something back for you for that. The cruise lines may offer your clients $100 onboard credit, or, you know, they can easily say, you know what, this is not, you know, it's just what, it's a special going on, and we do this every once in a while, and it's just part of the business. There's nothing guaranteed, so sorry, you know, they can say whatever. And now, since it's $100 difference in the price, IntelliTravel will now issue 110 IntelliBucks. Okay, so you guys have to understand that. Okay, now your clients don't have to your clients don't have access to Salil, right? In that group where Salil announced that that particular itinerary is $600. They don't have access, so they really have no idea that you found that price for less after you booked it. You didn't tell your clients. They have no clue. That's just you making sure that you get the best possible prices for your clients, right? They don't know that you found it less. So when they come back from their trip, you can offer them the 110 IntelliBucks as a thank you for booking, you know, with them. So you just say, thank you for booking with me. Here's 110 IntelliBucks towards your next travel. And that's a great way to get a repeat customer, because guess what happens? That 110 IntelliBucks will be burning a hole in their pocket, especially if they're a one-year annual traveler, which most people are. They're going to want to go travel again. And even though they know they just got off a vacation, they'll make an excuse like, I need a vacation from the vacation. Let them. That's the whole reason why IntelliTravel did it that way. They could have just gave you $100, give us $100. But no, it's a tool to use so that you can get repeat customers and help you to get additional customers, right? So that's how that will work. It will make them want to go on a second vacation and use those books right away. So our bottom line is our job is to do the price matching. Okay, IntelliTravel doesn't do any price matching for us. Our job is to do the price matching and bring it to IntelliTravel's attention, and then they can communicate with our business partners in regards to that, okay? And that's the best price guarantee. So the word match should never be in that conversation that you're having. The best price guarantee, you should never have that word match in that phrase or that sentence that you're speaking with your clients or whoever. It should never have that word match, okay? I just wanted to point that out for you guys. Another scenario you can do is let's say you created a quote in FunJet or Apple, which, you know, they've merged now, so they're both FunJet/Apple, and you send it to your clients, and they responded with this package from blah, blah, blah.com, you know the blah, blah, blah.com I'm talking about, that we can't use our agency identifiers for less, right? So then you contact your business development manager at FunJet or Apple, and you're like, hey, you know, my client contacted me, and they got this rate. Why are they finding these prices on the website? You guys don't have those prices, and you're like this big brand, you know? And more than likely, your business development manager will probably say to you, oh, yeah, we stick the extra inventory, like the rooms that's close to the garbage dumpster and the construction areas. Those inventory goes to that site. So now you just go back to your clients and you can say, yeah, well, the reason why the prices on those websites cost is the way it is because those rooms are close to the dumpster. So if you want to spend $100 less for 7 days to spend next to the dumpster enduring that smell, then you can go right ahead and book it. But if you want to spend $100 extra and you have an ocean front where you can walk out from your room straight out into the beach, into the ocean, you know, I'll be happy to book it for you, and I'll be your personal concierge, right? So that's kind of how that scenario. And I know a lot of us encounter that. And so we freeze up but when you're selling value, guys, that is not an issue. It's just a way in which you articulate with your clients, right? It's not an issue. We sell value. So what you do is when they come to you with these, oh, I saw this price on this website, you come back with value and let them know exactly where that website is getting their inventory from, because our inventory is not in that category. You know, we don't get the rooms next to the dumpster or the elevator or the ice maker where you don't have peace of mind. You know, we have premium rooms, premium selection. So don't get into debates and definitely don't get the best price guaranteed mixed up with price matching, because it's different. I'm going to that in a second. It's totally different. But this is just a way that you, navigate that conversation with your clients, because I know a lot of us go through it, and so I'm like, we have to find a way to help agents out of it. So this is a great way. It's a scenario because it's probably not going to happen the exact way. And also how Apple can also say, hey, okay, well, we want to keep your business, so we'll do a price match for you. Now you get to book the same exact vacation that they saw on blah, blah, blah website for the same price. Now you get to book it with Apple or FunJet. Now that booking becomes an IntelliTravel booking, right? Because you're going to register it in your back office. So let's say 3 days later or so, you found the same package that you just booked with Apple Vacations with another supplier. That you may be able to contact them and have and request a match. You may or may not, but ultimately the point I'm trying to drive home to you is agents we are the ones that do the research. IntelliTravel doesn't do the research, okay? And they don't price match. IntelliTravel does not price match. So I just wanted to get some clarity going out there for you guys so that you can have a better understanding of the best price guarantee and price match, okay? You have to do the work for a price match. You have to go out there. You have to find, if your clients come to you like that scenario or you found price. First of all, agents, your clients do not know your inside, your back office work. They can't see. And there's some information that we share with our clients and some information we simply don't. We gather our information. We do our research. We gather our information, and then we create a quote. And prior to that, we should not be discussing anything with our clients, right? Once we've completed that quote and we're ready to present it to our clients, then that's what it is. So our clients, they don't have access to what we have access to. So you have to be really mindful and be strategic process. So now we're going to talk about qualifying sales. So I'm basing this mostly, guys, on cruising, because like I told you guys, I'm venturing into the big money. That's where the cruising is a component of travel that has huge payouts, huge commissions. And so if you're not inquiring or doing some research or pursuing, then you're going to be successful in travel without a doubt. It's the #1 industry in the world. But it depends on your budget and what you have for your agency. I'm here to make money. I'm here to earn and learn and earn and learn. And so I position myself for that. So I try to encourage you guys to do the same. So when I have information, I share it with you guys. When it comes to cruises, it's totally different from vacation packages. It's not really totally different because they're all vacations. However, there's a different approach to your customers, to your clients with cruising. Okay, so you want to really take some time to dive into learning how to qualify your clients to get the sale, right? So qualifying is a major, major step. It's a building block, and it's one of the building blocks that is essential to your overall, encounter with your clients, right? Some experts think that qualifying is the most important building block. It really is. Failure to successfully qualify your clients could negatively change their perception and experience. So you want to really, really think about it. I know we get really excited when we get our first clients or we get a large group and we're like, yeah. And then you kind of have an idea what your commissions are and you're like, yeah, you're excited. But we have to kind of have a delayed gratification thing going on that, put that to the side and really put our thinking caps on and focus. Okay? So, failing to successfully qualify your clients could negatively change their perception and experiences. So you want to develop questions to qualify or match your clients to the most appropriate trip. And you want to create a positive experience to shape the sale. And then you want to listen effectively as you qualify your clients, right? So those are 3 very important tips that you definitely want to take some time. Developing questions to qualify your clients, those are very important questions that you want to make sure. And we talked about that, I believe, last training or the training before that. But I'm going to go into it a little bit here again. But you definitely want to have your qualifying questions. I believe it was last training we did the qualifying questions And like I said, you want them to match it. You can't use all of them. You just have to know which qualifying questions to use based on your clients, right? Your client's experience. And then, of course, creating a positive experience to shape that sale. You want to be definitely happy. You want to be sociable about it. You want to be knowledgeable. You know, that's definitely a positive experience for them. And then you definitely want to take some time to listen to your clients, because you'll learn so much from them when you listen to them. You don't want your clients looking like these 3 clients below here, because you just had a conversation with them and they're like totally lost because you didn't qualify them correctly. You didn't ask the right questions. You definitely didn't listen. You just probably just threw up all over them and tell them what you wanted them to do and what you have going on and what promos you saw in Royal Caribbean or Norwegian or whoever. You just sometimes we just push things on clients without taking some time to really meet them where they are and go with them, right? So this is kind of what this is. Qualifying makes many of the steps in the sales process easier. So there's greeting, qualifying, recommending, overcoming objections, and closing. So those are the steps that you're going to want to go through in order to have a successful sale. So the greeting sets up the success for qualifying, right? Greeting sets you up for success qualifying. When you have a strong greeting, you build credibility, and that makes qualifying a lot easier. So you want to start your conversation by making a great first impression, and you want to be personable, and you want to be friendly. And remember, it only takes like 6 seconds for clients to make a decision about you. So it's your first 6 seconds is very critical to your clients accepting or rejecting your offer, right? So that's very critical. And then qualifying is number 2. So you asking questions to learn about your client. Make sure that you ask the right questions to learn about your clients. I always tell, when I'm talking with agents, I always tell them, you know, don't just push things on. You want to find out about your clients. That customer profile form is a great form for you to, you know, really kind of formulate your conversation with your clients. But you definitely want to ask, you know, emotional questions as well, because you have logical questions and you have emotional questions, and you want to ask emotional questions in there so that your clients can see that you care about them and not just about the sale, right? Recommending is number 3. When you ask the right qualifying questions, clients welcome your suggestions because they are accurate and aligned with their dreams and desires, right? So like I go back to the qualifying questions, especially the ones I shared with you guys last training, and customizing them based on your clients. When you ask those particular questions, a lot of agents don't do that. So when you do that, it really makes them really think about it and say, okay, this person is knowledgeable, and they really kind of give in to you, and they become more humble and open to having conversations with you. Overcoming objections. Asking the right qualifying questions means your clients have fewer objections. It also means you know what information your clients find persuasive. So you definitely want to get your questions together, get as much information as you possibly can, so that when you're having a conversation, a qualifying conversation with your clients, you have the correct questions to ask them. Number 5 is the closing. The first steps provided the foundation for this one. Doing a good job with those 4 will make this one easy. Some of the closing techniques you may use is the assumptive close, the scarcity close, or the alley close, and we'll get into that another time because this is about qualifying. This is not necessarily about closing. I wanted to hit these points so I can elaborate on each one of these in another training, right? The qualifying stage, part of qualifying is making clients feel good, and you want to put them in that safe zone. You want to put them in that comfortable zone. So like I said before, asking the emotional conversations, guys, really helps your clients to become comfortable and less tense, and you want to really get them in that mode where they're responsive to you. You're seeing body language. You definitely want to do that. Get into that. If you're in front of them, if you're not in front of them, that's why it's great to do like Zoom, Zoom meetings with your FaceTime meetings and Zoom meetings with your clients as well. However, if you're on the phone with them, you really won't be able to see their body language, but you can definitely feel their tone and feel their energy. But once you're asking the right questions, then you wouldn't have to worry about that because your clients will automatically be drawn to you. And you'll have successful clients because you ask the right questions. How much time do you invest in asking questions, guys? You want to take some time to go through that. How much time do you really spend? 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%? That's very important because asking questions and listening are the two things that can make or break your deal, okay? Most answers, 10%, most successful salespeople spend 80% of their time asking questions and listening, 20% recommending. So 80% of their time they spend asking questions and listening, and the other 20% they spend recommending and suggesting. This is the goal that you should aim for, okay? What is in it for me? That's something that a client is going to always ask you. What is in it for me? It makes it possible to match your client's preference to the right ship and the cruises. So you definitely want to ask the right questions so that you can get to this point. Some of the qualifying open-ended questions that can help you, because a lot of times, we have a lot of closed-ended questions that we just simply ask, but it's great to ask open-ended questions because when you ask open-ended questions, it just opens up for more information. They start telling you about all this information that you really didn't even ask them, but they start telling you, and now you're writing it down. You're getting more and more information, and the more information we have on our clients, the better packages and itineraries that we can present to them, right? So the open-ended questions helps qualify your clients. They help your clients with vague vacation ideas to focus. They help your clients find you something new. They help you find you something new and important that didn't come up when you had the conversation. So when you had the conversation, you may have had a close conversation with them, and it didn't that particular topic didn't come up, but now that you ask an open-ended question, now they're able to elaborate more on that, right? They help clients with preconceptions rethink what they believe. They provide clues to help you convince them that cruise may be the best choice. They show that you're interested in them and that you care. So that's what open-ended questions do, okay? Open-ended questions set you apart from other agents who just ask close-ended questions, which it really does. It really does. So you really want to think of some open-ended questions to ask, to write down. So you're gonna get your list of questions together that you're gonna ask all of your clients, right? Most of them, because you definitely want to customize it a little, because if you have like a first-time client, a first-time cruiser, you're definitely going to want to ask all questions. But if you have a frequent cruiser, the more they travel with you, the less you'll have to ask questions because you'll already have their preferences already. You'll know. So that's kind of how that works. So open-ended questions. These are the questions now that you can actually ask your clients. These are actually open-ended questions. How do you picture this cruise in your mind? Those are open-ended questions because they're going to go into it for you. It's not a direct yes or no or specific question, right? What is your dream vacation experience? What was your favorite experience during your last vacation? What types of sites do you like to see when you're on vacation? What research have you done pertaining to this vacation? And then you want to follow up with, what was the most interesting information you uncovered about the research that they did, right? That's definitely what you want to follow up with. And then you want to ask, how did you find out about this cruise? Tell me about the family or companions you will be traveling with. And make a note, while this it's actually not a question, the tell me statement can just be just as effective as getting the clients to open up about their preferences. So it's good to really go in with the tell me about, and So all the ways in which we formulate those questions, guys, and the questions in which we ask them, you guys take a picture of this, and you can definitely use it in your list of questions that you're formulating to ask your clients, right? So these are some closed-ended questions. What do you want to do? Who is going? When do you prefer going? How long is your vacation? How much do you want to spend? Or what price range do you have in mind, right? So make note that if you ask your clients how much they want to spend on their vacation, they'll give you just one price. And it's definitely difficult for you to match a cruise with just on a specific dollar amount, right? Because we already know how these go already. Taxes, fees, and port expenses is one different price, and sale rates and voyage rates are totally different prices. So you want to make sure that you get a range. By asking what their price range is, you have more flexibility to respond with a cruise package within their budget range, right? And that's the whole goal. The whole goal is to, you don't want to say, what's your budget? So you have to make sure that you ask the right questions in order for them to not feel uncomfortable, but at the same time give you enough information so that you can have an idea what their budget is, or their range, as a matter of fact. More closed-ended questions, when to ask the budget questions, okay? How much do you want to spend, or what range do you have in mind, right? Some agents like to ask about the budget early on so that it gives them their client situation. They have an idea of their client situation, right? And they know how to function better. Other agents prefer to wait to ask the budget question because they want to show them what a cruise costs with everything they want. When they include everything they want, so they don't want to know about a budget beforehand, because they want to be able to share all the different amenities and features of a cruise and give them a well-rounded figure of what a cruise, so they can know, okay, I'll be able to go on this cruise, I will not be able to go on this cruise. So some agents have their ways of doing it, and that's the error. It should say they, not I. Thinking of me. And these are, of course, lifestyle questions. So we have open-ended questions and we have closed-ended questions, and now these are lifestyle questions. So you want to kind of blend them, Where do you like to go eat a nice meal? And this is a good question because a nice meal means something different to everyone. It could be from a burger to an expensive restaurant. So that's a really good question to ask. When you travel, what kinds of hotels do you like best? This gives you an idea of what kinds of accommodations your clients enjoy. It might be also offer insight into the budget as well, because when they see a certain brand, then you already have an idea of what their budget is, right? And then you will think of a brand that may match up nicely with the hotel brand that they enjoy staying at, to keep them in that range of their preference, right? What is the definition of relaxing? This question can be a good indicator of what type of cruise activities you may want to your client. So when you ask those questions, you'll have an idea of how they like to cruise, what kind of cruisers they are. There are a variety of things that you can inquire about when using lifestyle questions to qualify your clients. Like, what apps do you have on your phone? Are any of them related to travel? What publications, books, and blogs do you read? What's something you're passionate about? So these questions, and remember I was talking about emotional questions earlier, so you definitely want to ask lifestyle questions, because they gear towards the budget, guys. When your clients like experience certain things on their cruises, it's part of their lifestyle. It's what they've always been doing and what they will continue to do. So you want to get the hang of that, and you want to have an idea of the things that they like to get themselves involved with so that you can present it to them, right? And create a well-rounded package for them. So then now we have, of course, every week I'm going to share this with you guys. We must stay connected as travel agents. We want to get into the resources, and I hope that you guys have been connecting with these resources and registering with them for their newsletters, and reading about. These are tips that I get. I'm not consistent, but I try to post on Travel Tip Tuesdays. I go to these resources to get valid information, right? So this is what you definitely want to do. You want to log in, tag in, not log in, but connect with these resources and make sure that you're getting their newsletters, their weekly newsletters, or their daily emails. And, of course, Cruise World is coming up next month. I'm super excited about it. I will be in the building. Guys, I'm not selling this. Travel Weekly and Cruise World, they don't pay me anything. If they did, I'd be blowing it up. No, but they don't pay me. I'm just referring it because it's very important. When I went last year and I experienced it, a lot of the things that I've been sharing with you guys, it's what I paid hundreds of dollars for at Cruise World or CLIA or one of those events, those industry events that I invested in my education. So I don't mind sharing it with you, but I'm just sharing tidbits with you. You need to go and get the meat and potatoes for yourself, okay? If you're investing and you're really getting into your travel business and you really want to make some income from your travel business, I would highly recommend that you invest in the Cruise World. I mean, not the Cruise World, but the cruise segment of travel, which is Cruise World and CLIA and all of those. They have webinars, they have trade shows and all of that coming up. You want to make sure that you're registered for them so that you can have access and you'll get access to the education as well. It says here that most of the attendees who attend Cruise World have a 93% rate of all-inclusive vacations, 93% rate of hotel and resorts, 93% of cruises, 92% of family travel, 92% of travel insurance, 90% of beach vacations, 88% of packaged vacations, 87% of shore excursions, 81% of honeymoon romance vacations, 77% of auto rental, 75% of air travel, 72% of theme park attraction, 68% of guided tours, 63% of customized ferries, 63% of river cruises, 62% of luxury, 59% of small ships and luxury cruises, 44% of adventure travel, 39% of casino gaming, and so on, as you can see. But it's definitely full of resources and education, and some of the sponsors here that will be there that you'll be able to connect with the business development managers, get into all the courses and the classrooms that they have there. Really important information, and they treat you so well. I just love how these industry events take good care of travel agents. And then, of course, it's the 10th Annual Travel Agent Forum in Las Vegas. This goes on every year in March, every year. It's a great event to go connect with. I have travel agents communicating with me from different parts of the world, and they have this other platform that we use. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but you get to introduce yourself to each different travel agents. There are shore people that you can connect with, different components of travel around the world that you can connect with and build with, and it's really good for your clients because once you can, you have the access to conductors and people or whatever, the more you have access to them, the more you'll be able to provide the services for your clients, right? So you definitely want to get into the industry and expose yourself to other agents and what they're doing and how they're doing it. Great tips. That's what I get from when I go to these industry events. I communicate with other agents, and they share their tips. Some of them have been in the business for 30 years, 40 years. They've been a travel agent, and they have a plethora of tips that they can share with us. I have conversation. We have lunch with them. It's a really great environment, really great culture for you to really get into travel. This is probably why I love travel so much, because these events are so amazing, and they're so worth every penny. They really are. Unlimited rewards, guys. I can never stop talking about this. I use my codes every day when I book travel. I use my codes. These are for Avis, Budget, Hilton, and Carry, and Embark. And this one, Cash and Club, is for Alamo, Enterprise, and National. And they both give gift cards. And once you keep booking, when you book your clients, there's an area where you put your CIC number in, and then of course there's an area where you put your unlimited rewards number in. And once you put that in, you'll get your commissions, but then the points accumulate. And once it gets to a certain amount of points, they'll send it to you in the form of a Visa check card so that you can use it when you travel and you go to your CLIA and your Cruise World, because that's how I use it, and it benefits me really well. I use them for my Uber and Lyft. Yeah, I do. So, compliance, guys. We have to police our products. We have to police our agents, make sure that agents are not out there posting ridiculous posts that will really be embarrassing to our suppliers and our host agency. So we have to police our fellow agents to make sure of that. This one was found on the internet. This is so non-compliant. This is so within non-compliant, okay? You cannot take it, especially not Disney. Disney is one of the suppliers that are the most particular. Okay, they have a special way that travel agents can promote their products. They have a special process that we go through. They're not the typical supplier. So do not play around with Disney. Do not play around with any suppliers, but especially don't play around with Disney. Under no circumstances should you tamper or alter with any of Disney's promotional tools that they put out. That's a no-no. And if you're a Disney certified agent, you will be well aware of that because it's in the certification. It's in the training. They have a whole segment about that. That's how big they are about it. So, you know, whether you're new to the industry or new to IntelliTravel or you're a seasoned travel agent, be sure to look out, and you don't have to be a tattletale. You can reach out to that agent, and you can let them know that they're not within compliance, and that you suggest that they pull that. It's better for you to say that to them than for IntelliTravel to reach out to them and cancel all of their benefits. So we have to police our investments, guys. Okay, if you see posts from fellow agents that are not appropriate and they're outside of compliance and they're not compliant, communicate with them, and you know, if you don't get a feedback, then contact IntelliTravel and have them, you know, notify them, because we don't want to lose our benefits, we don't lose our privileges, and we definitely don't want to lose our business opportunity to book travel. So I just wanted to bring that. I thought that was hilarious. Work from home as a Disney vacation specialist. Guys, really? So we have, like I said, we have an obligation as agents to protect each other. Everything we say and do as an IntelliTravel agent is a direct reflection on all of us agents. So make it mandatory to watch the marketing compliance regulation video to make sure that you're marketing yourself and your business the correct way. And do a self-check, guys, to make sure that you're working within the marketing compliance. And remember, we have 2 opportunities, so you must know your language. Know your language. We are IntelliTravel independent travel agents, and we are Planet Marketing reps. Must know your language. Talking to industry partners about building a team and network ranking and networking ranks and networking compensations in Planet and other businesses and personal travel and perks is an no-no. Okay, the only conversation that we should really be having with our suppliers or preferred suppliers are travel sales, product knowledge, and our customers. Okay? I don't know what that is, but we're going to hurry up and get out of here before we have no connections. Oh, we're almost done anyway. So all of this information, well, not all of it, but most of the information that I gathered here in this training, I pulled from IntelliTravel. However, well, this particular training, let me be clear, this particular training was not pulled from IntelliTravel, but most of my training that I do, the information that I get that I share in the back office with you guys is from the Travel Agent Training Manual and the IntelliTravel webinars and the knowledge base and all of that. So that means that the information that I have access to, you guys have access to as well. It's just a matter of you guys utilizing it, right? So make sure that you are a graduate of IntelliTravel University. Utilize knowledge base before you get on the phones and call IntelliTravel or you get on the chat. Okay, it's very important. You want to follow all these steps. You want to exhaust all your options in the back office before you get on the phones or get on the chat. Okay, just want to make that clear. We will have less agents on the line when we do that. Okay, so thank you very much for taking the time to educate yourself for success in your travel business. The more value and expertise you can bring to the table, the more clients will appreciate you and trust you. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and open the lines for any questions that you guys may have. And let's see here. Oh, I have a question. How do you subscribe to Travel Weekly? I'm registered with CLIA. Is Cruise World a part of that? No, Cruise World is totally separate from CLIA. CLIA is in April. Cruise World is in November. Cruise World is with Travel Weekly, and CLIA is with CLIA. Cruise World is hosted by Travel Weekly. It's an annual event that's hosted by Travel Weekly every year. And 360 is hosted by CLIA. So they're two totally different entities. However, they're all about cruises. The education is all about cruises. So it's really amazing. I go to both of them because, like I said, I get totally different information from CLIA than I get from Cruise World. And how do you subscribe to Travel Weekly? So you go to Travel Weekly and you subscribe. You fill out their newsletter information, and they'll send you all the information that they have. And whenever the Cruise World is coming up, they'll send you information about that as well, so that you can register. They have early bird. They have they have a star program for travel agents, which is an amazing program for you to definitely take some time to research. It's really good stuff. Really good stuff they have there. So you guys definitely we have a lot of tools. We have a lot of access to information that we can definitely utilize to help bring about success in our travel business. Oh, we got questions? We have questions. Really? When I open the screen now, it's better. Oh. Okay. We don't have any questions, and that's fine. You guys just let me know that I was great when explaining the information to you, right? But if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in there, or you can definitely send me an email, or some of you guys have my number. You can text me or call me if you have any questions and you're too embarrassed to come on here to the platform and ask for them. But I thank you guys for taking the time to get on the training. I guess we're going to end a little early. I wanted to make sure that you guys got that information and know about qualifying your clients and what questions to ask them. Let's see, another question here. Do I recommend? What do you mean? Oh, here she is.
Hey.
Hi, Joanna.
Hello. I have a question. So if you go to set up a group cruise and there aren't that many cabins left, it looks like sometimes they will recommend you to other cruises that are going out at that time, like other group cruises. Do you recommend adding clients to group cruises that are already set up? And how does that work as far as your commission?
Okay, that's a great question. So the reason why they recommend and suggest that is because you'll be able to book your clients. You'll be able to get the commissions for your clients. Now, you're booking your client at the current market rate. Always know that. If you don't have a group shell, then you didn't get a group rate. So once you book your client at the going rate that you see, then now you're able to move your clients into the groups, because groups, there are benefits and amenities and perks that groups get. You booking your client outside of a group wouldn't entitle that client to any perks and benefits. But once you book a client, and then if there's a group already going but there's space, you can move that client into that group, and now the client has access to the onboard credits and the hosted cruise or whatever it is that is in that group, the privileges and the perks in that group. Your clients will be able to benefit from it now. You'll be able to get your commissions because you booked your client outside of the group and then you move them in the group. So you'll still be able to get commissions for that.
Cool.
I mean, it's a way to go, because it's either one thing. It's either you book your client at the regular rate and no perks or anything like that, or if there's a group going out and your host agency has groups going out and there's space in the group, then you can book outside of the group and then move them in, and your clients get the privilege.
Okay.
It's better to me than just booking it without the privilege.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Questions? Okay, well, we'll be wrapping it up. Joanna had a great question. That was a great question. We'll be wrapping it up. If you guys don't have any more questions, I recommend try to get on there are 2 webinars every week. There's one at 9 on Tuesdays and 9 on Thursdays. And most of the times there are there always are preferred suppliers, but most of the times they're cruise lines. And so, I mean, last week it was Abercrombie and Kent, and they had awesome adventures and packages and stuff for us to share with our clients. And the images on the webinars are so informative, and you can screenshot them or whatever you do, and post them or send them to your clients or whatever the case may be, and it'll really help you drive that, paint that picture that you're trying to paint in your client's mind. So it's great to get on those webinars and be informed of the client's products. But if you guys don't have any other questions, we'll be wrapping it up tonight. Thank you guys for joining, getting on, and we'll be on next week. I'll be talking some more about, I'll go more in detail about, the whole qualifying, not really qualifying questions, but it's going to be all pertaining to clientele and increasing your clientele and how to get, increase your clientele and get more commissions for your bookings. How to communicate better with your clients, how to provide better services for your clients, pretty much. How to become a better travel agent. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys next Thursday, same time, same place.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.